Hi, I'm Landry Wilson, and this is my presentation on cognitive bias. Cognitive bias is the error in thinking that can affect one's judgment and decision making. It is when the brain takes a shortcut or relies on a certain way of thinking, and this leads to irrational or biased thinking and decision making. Or in simpler terms, cognitive bias is like your brain playing a joke on you and making you think a certain way that may not be completely accurate. Or our brain can make us see something completely different than they really are. These biases can affect more than we might think, and they can impact how we make choices, perceive information, and interpret situations. It is critical that we are aware of these biases so we can continue to make fair and impartial decisions. One example of cognitive bias that we'll be looking at is prospect theory. Prospect theory says that humans pay more attention to the negative than the positive. It says that people value losses and gains differently, and that we fear loss more often than thinking about gaining anything. An example of prospect theory is loss aversion. Loss aversion is when we feel the pain of losing something more than the pleasure of gaining something that is of an equal amount. It is when we are afraid to take risks because we're worried about losing what we already have. And in a money-related example of loss aversion would be, let's say you get a check for $600 in the mail. You would be very happy to have gotten that money, and then the next morning you wake up and let's say your windshield is busted. It's going to cost you $600 to fix that. The feelings you get from having to spend that $600 to replace your windshield is going to be greater than what you felt when you got that money, when you got that check in the mail. This is loss aversion in prospect theory.